Correct trade procedure for the true break model. Now, this one is extremely simple, actually just like any other model that we'll discuss in this chapter, and you'll realize that it is very simple to use, and the only difficulty really in key level trading is identifying correct levels. All right, back to the true break model. For this one, we need to see a strong squeezing and a strong preparation for the break. Remember that long and powerful candles coming to the level is not a good sign for the break of that level. What we want to see is small, nice, tiny, structurized candles coming to that level in the form of squeezing, and that is the sign of accumulating power for the break of that level. Now, before we dive into that procedure itself, I wanted to tell you that the true break is not that very popular in my own trading. I trade, as I've said before, 90% of the time the false break, which we'll talk about in the next lesson and in the lesson after that. And that's the reason why I want to tell you that you should not be focused on the true breaks too much. They do not happen so very often, simply because we need a strong level, then we need to see a strong preparation for the break, a certain structure, and only then maybe we can trust the break, and therefore it is quite difficult, and you will spend a lot of time waiting for those true breaks and seeing those perfect circumstances. And with the false break, it's all a lot easier. So I do not recommend focusing on the true break too much. You should know how it works, and it is a great practice. It makes of a fantastic experience to actually look for them and see maybe some historic data, some historic charts, and see how those true breaks work and how the impulse after those true breaks works, and how to actually use the true break model. But in the future, 90% of the time, I'm pretty sure you will be trading false breaks just like me. All right, and one last thing about the true break is that I recommend using only the daily levels for the true break. Now, of course, other time frames will have important levels that you will see squeezing and preparation for the break, and you can trade them. But my experience shows that the daily levels have the best potential for a good return in terms of points for the true break model. So I do recommend trading the true break only of the daily strong levels, and the preparation for the break you do not have to see necessarily in the daily chart. You can also see it in the 5-minute chart or 15-minute chart or 1-hour chart. So it's not absolutely necessary to wait for the squeezing structure in the daily chart as well. So this is an important note. But of course, if you see a powerful daily level and the preparation for the break in the form of squeezing in the daily chart, that's even better, but that's not absolutely necessary. All right, so the trade procedure itself. So number one, we have our level. Then number two, we have our consolidation and our squeezing to the level, so the correct structure for the break. Number three, we set out our stop order for either buying or selling, depending on if we are breaking the level going up or going down. And if we are breaking the level going up, so we are squeezing the level from beyond and preparing to break it going up, then we should, seeing this level, we should set out our stop buy order, so stop order a few points, 1 or 2 points above the level. So when it breaks, it will automatically trigger your stop order, and it will become the market order, and you will automatically open a long position. Now, number four, all we need to do is make sure that our stop is as short as possible, so either a fixed one or a technical one, whichever is smaller, and our take profit should be at least 1, 2, 3. The ATR must allow us to do this trade at all. So in general, you must, before you do this, consult the ATR and see the range, meaning how far is the next important level, and if we can make it in terms of our 1, 2, 3 take profit ratio. And the last thing in the trade procedure that you should be watching out for is the impulse. Because if you marked the level correctly and you were right that the squeezing and the preparation for the break is happening, then once the break happens and your trade opens, there should be an impulse. There should be a reaction of the market to this break of this level. And if there is no impulse within a reasonable amount of time, which of course depends on the time frame you're trading. If you're trading the daily, then of course maybe a few hours. If you're trading the 5-minute chart, then probably a few minutes. If there is no impulse, then perhaps the market is not reacting to this break, and maybe it will still end up being a false break. All right, so let's go to the screen and I'll show you an example of how to trade the true break using the stop order. So here we have our apparent and visible and easy to see squeezing, and here is our level right here. So all we have to do is set out our buy stop order a few points, 1 or 2 points above our level, and as the price moves up and breaks the level, it will hopefully execute our order and we will automatically open a long position. And let's see what happens here. Here we opened our position, but there was no impulse just yet. And there you go. And here you have your impulse. So we could not break this level until this position here, where we accumulated a lot of power for the break. Here our long trade was opened thanks to our stop buy order. So our stop order for buying. And once the trade opened, it went down a little bit, which made us a little bit nervous perhaps, but nothing crazy. It went just a few points against us, and the stop would be the technical one around here, and the size of the stop would be around 7, 8 points in this precise situation. So this is a really nice scenario for trading a true break. So it is quite simple. You find yourself a powerful level, you see a really nice squeezing like we do here. You set out your stop order a few points above the level or beyond if you are trading the break going down. Then you're waiting for the trade to open. Once it opens, you make sure that stop is correct, the technical one and the short one, the shortest one possible, that your take profit is at least 1-to-3 ratio, and that's it. You sit back, you enjoy, you relax. Either it moves, just like in this picture right here in this example, either it moves and you're happy and your take profit is taken, or it moves back down and ends up being a false break and you are stopped out. So that's it. All you need to have a strong level, the squeezing, preparation and flag formation, preparation for the break, and that's it. So it is quite simple. All right. Don't forget about the test. Enjoy your homework. And I'll see you in the next lesson where we will talk about the false break.